So welcome back to Uncork My Wine, where I currently taste myself through 1,368 grape varieties as defined by Jancis Robinson, Julia Harding and José Villamot in their beautiful encyclopedia Wine Grapes. Today a grape variety that is extremely rare actually. It's called Aubin Blanc. It is a French grape variety, and today it actually is only cultivated in the region of Lorraine, which is in this German, Luxembourg, French border triangle. And I mean, I have been past this producer Vincent Laroppe last year when I was on a trip from the source of the Moselle to its mouth in Koblenz, and we passed by the producer, and actually they told me that they are the only one left in the world or in France cultivating this grape variety, 1.6 hectares under vines, and this would fit very much also with what Jancis and her team are writing in Wine Grapes, because in 2006 they said something about 2.3 acres left of this grape variety, and we will talk a little bit later in the video about why I also don't think with the current climatic conditions that this grape variety is going to experience any revival in the near future soon. So as usual, let's have a look what Jancis and her team are writing about Aubin. So first and foremost, there is Aubin Blanc, and then there is Aubin Vert, and we are talking here about Aubin Blanc, the white Aubin variety. And they are writing basically just in the headline, virtually extinct Lorraine specialty. Yeah, well, that is basically what we just said. I mean, with 1.6 hectares left in the world probably, and only one producer cultivating this grape, there is definitely no discussion about that it is virtually extinct. So interestingly, the grape variety has obviously been fairly popular in the past centuries, because its first mentioning is actually in 1722 in a decree signed in the parliament in Metz. Metz is basically the city that is very close to the region of Lorraine, and there they wrote basically about it: all vineyards will be incessantly pulled up, that is, all the white-berried varieties either in separate vineyards or interplanted in the vineyards with black-berried varieties or auxerrois, with the exception of the Fromenteau of Saint-Trophine, no idea what this is actually, and the Aubins in the villages of Peltre, Crépy and Magny. So actually, interestingly here, 1722, and thanks to Jancis and her team for doing all this research and pulling this out. But interestingly, in 1722, there was made a big recultivation in the area and a change of grape varieties, but the Aubin varieties, probably Aubin Blanc and Aubin Vert, have been except of those. So this is maybe an indication that back in 1722, this grape variety was seen as a kind of, let's say, supreme grape varieties compared to others that definitely should be kept. So kind of interesting to see that today we only have these 1.6 hectares left, and basically it's on the edge of being extinct. So genetically, it's of course again an offspring of this famous French grape variety Gouais Blanc. This time here, Gouais Blanc crossed itself with Savagnin, which we know especially from the French Jura region, and this is basically the genetic heritage for the grape variety Aubin Blanc. This makes it actually a sibling of Räuschling, another interesting grape variety originating from Germany, today cultivated in the region around Lake Zurich, which I featured last week here in the show. And yeah, this is kind of interesting that we have here again this typical genetic heritage of strange grape varieties that nobody ever heard about, and that basically all are on the edge of extinction. So from the viticultural characteristics, it's early budding, it's early ripening, it has fairly small berries. I mean, it's really at risk of spring frost, and to be totally honest, this might be also part of the explanation why today it's not grown anymore, or nobody has the idea of recultivating this grape variety, because spring frost, yeah, we probably will see it more and more often as a problem, with especially February, March getting hotter and hotter, and then suddenly these frost events come in April and May. And if this grape variety already is early budding and early ripening, yeah, probably its affection by spring frost is just increasing. And I think probably Vincent Laroppe here, they will continue to cultivate it as long as it's possible, but I don't think that we will see a big quantity of producers going for this grape variety in the future with the changing climate as it is now. Well, okay, but then let's see what we have in the glass here actually. So Aubin Blanc by Vincent Laroppe from the AOC Côtes de Toul. Color-wise, we have a medium lemon color here, beautiful to see. Yeah, maybe some goldish reflections, super nice. It is a wine, also described in the book, as not too aromatic. I would call it medium plus aromatic. It's not it's popping out with like complexity out of the glass and really like telling you like a lot to the left and the right. But something that is clearly to be mentioned also by the producer is it's a fairly floral variety. We have a lot of like white blossom, we have like butter flowers and so on and so forth. From the fruit perspective, it's fairly, let's say, mature in my opinion. We have something like ripe apples, yellow ripe apples, we have quince, we have maybe even something like apple pie to a certain regard. There's some sweetish aromatics to it in the nose. It's a hint of, yeah, maybe also elderflower, even some sweaty minerality. So everything like a little bit extreme. Also from the citrus perspective, really reminds of lemon curd. So very dense, very intense, very concentrated aromatics here, very ripe aromatics for everything that we are mentioning here. Kind of, actually kind of appealing, to be honest. It's malolactic, definitely. Producers also like calling it out on the profile that they want the malolactic in the wine, but no maturation in oak. So it's a stainless steel tank and clearly malolactic, but we don't talk about the malolactic notes here again. It's a bit like yogurty, like a little bit Parmesan cheesy, of course. But again, it's about the grape variety, Aubin Blanc, and how this one is appearing in the glass. From the palate perspective, medium plus acidity. It's a dry wine, medium body, 12.5% alcohol. It has no tannins, no noticeable tannins. The malolactic is coming out really nicely, lingering around there, giving it like a medium to medium plus finish. Beautiful, very fruity, very fresh, very sweaty. The lemon is coming out really nicely, giving this refreshing perspective also in the finish. Actually, kind of delightful. You can immediately see like what the producers actually, Vincent Laroppe is actually recommending it to serve it to like classic like French and regional cheese from the Lorraine Valley, but also you can see maybe to like some fish dishes and so on and so forth, something like salmon with a beurre blanc or something. This wine definitely can live up to. It's actually fairly nice and round. I consider it not so much like a wine, honestly, to just sip it by yourself, but I consider it actually not so much like a wine that you just should sit by itself, because it is fairly interesting, complex with its aroma profile. So I really see it as a wine that needs some food on the table. But then again, interesting grape variety. So if you ever do the tour like from the source of the Moselle, like just along Lorraine, stop by Vincent Laroppe and visit them and have a taste of this grape variety, Aubin Blanc, because again, only 1.6 hectares left in the world, probably only with this producer. If you know otherwise, let us know in the comments. Remember to follow our journey here at Uncork My Wine, where I will continue to drink myself through 1,368 grape varieties as defined in the Wine Grapes Encyclopedia. Thanks for the support and see you around for the next tasting. Cheers.